we need to rethink our multipolar world and the architecture around it. I'm Dominic Jeremy.
Ambassador Dominic Jeremy.
Dominic Jeremy said that he is committed to strengthening bilateral relationship between the UK and Indonesia in various sectors.
It's a several trillion-dollar question, how we do a transition to a world that is a world on a sustainable kind of planet. And that's something that we cannot successfully achieve in a fractured global environment.
Shakespeare's take on climate change. And through this distemperature, we see the seasons alter. The spring, the summer, the autumn, angry winter change and make the mazed world not know which is which.
Until and unless countries like the UK, would have a better understanding of the aspirations of countries like Indonesia, I think we're all going to be exposed.
Let's think about how, for us as the UK, to engage with countries like Indonesia from the global south in a way that is about partnership, not paternalism.
I think it's quite amazing that Indonesia, despite the limited domestic capital formation, we've still been able to grow at about 4.5% to 5%. Just imagine if we were able to up the ante on foreign direct capital formation. So this is where I think the UK could play a meaningful role.
There is a question for Indonesia. Well, getting to 8%, that means opening up in a whole different way. That means thinking about regulation, thinking about what it is that's going to make Indonesian investment that compelling proposition.
It's not easy. Help me in re-narrating the narrative. Hi friends, today we're visited by His Excellency, the Ambassador of the UK, Dominic Jeremy. Dominic, thank you so much for gracing our show.
An absolute pleasure to be here, Gita.
You've been around in the foreign service for a long time, but you grew up quite divergently. Talk a little bit about how you grew up.
Okay. So my parents are second-generation immigrants into the UK. Believe it or not, they met in Iraq, where they were both teachers. So we've always been a really international family, international in our outlook. And they were strongly Catholic. And so that whole sense of faith and family have been very strong influences on me right from when I was a kid. And we used to travel around, visit their friends. My father worked in Turkey, my mother worked in Bahrain. Very kind of international childhood in outlook. And so as I thought about what I wanted to do with my life, I really didn't have a clue. And at some point I will know what I will do when I grow up. But as I feel my way from one thing to another, I had the opportunity to live and work abroad. I left, when I left school, I went to South America and was a teacher there for a bit.
Wow.
And that was a whole new experience, learned Spanish. And then I decided I wanted to work in international development. I decided the world needed saving, and I was the person to save it.
Wow.
And I approached the United Nations and lots of NGOs, and they all said, hey, that's great, but we got lots of kids who approach us with no qualifications like you.